to Twitch Presents. This is the final episode here on the Doctor Who Marathon, and we're about to find out about the 7th Doctor.
That's right.
It's the last one of this marathon.
The last
so there's
one.
obviously been more since.
But
this was the last of like the original run, was it?
Yeah, so the story so far, we've had a bit of a problem behind the scenes, and Colin Baker sadly refused to come back to film the regeneration. So to solve that problem, we get Sylvester McCoy in Colin Baker's ill-fitting costume and a blonde wig.
Oh, so he plays the old Doctor and the new one.
So you see him as Colin Baker, very briefly. He's the only actor to have played two Doctors.
Two Doctors, that's pretty special. So Matt, who have we got with us? Who's going to talk us through this last Doctor?
Again, we are joined by Tom Spilsbury, former editor for Doctor Who magazine. We have Beth from The Time Ladies. And we are joined by my brother, Jonathan, who is here because he is a massive Sylvester McCoy fan, and he became a Doctor Who fan because of Sylvester McCoy.
Oh, there you go. Wow. True. So has it been that informative of your life, this Doctor? Is he the best Doctor?
Well, I grew up with him. So on September the 7th, 1987, at 7:35 p.m, I was 4 years old at the time.
I was born on that day.
Were you?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know about the time. September 7th, the best day.
I was 4. That was my first episode of Doctor Who, Time in the Rani, episode 1. I remember it for 2 reasons. One, because of the monster in it. That was quite scary as a 4-year-old. And I did do the, behind the sofa thing. I remember doing that. And 2, because of the end of the episode.
And so at the age of 4, you were like, OMGs, this is for me. I want to watch every single one.
I really enjoyed it, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And that was it. And so it was because of him that has inspired all of this. Yeah.
It's all my fault, basically.
It's his fault. Yeah. That's why I'm here.
Do you have a collection of Doctor Who?
Well, some of this is mine.
So the
Cyberman helmet is mine.
Okay.
The Auton head is yours.
The Auton head is mine.
K9 up there. That's
K9 is mine. A number of those books will be mine.
Yeah.
The rest is probably Matt's.
Because obviously this set is basically your house, basically.
Yeah,
you just kind of unpacked it.
We should have filmed it at my
that
house.
That would have been a lot
much.
It would have been harder for getting all the tech stuff
yeah.
over there, exactly. So plus it's easier for me to get to this place. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So let's take a look.
Let's have a look at him. Let's see him. Oh, look at! So he had a specially made umbrella.
Yeah, it's up there on that coat stand
to pose the question. Who?
Yeah,
I like that. So is that? And I just noticed his jumper as well. It's got a load of question marks.
Yeah. He
really lent into the whole who, didn't he?
Yeah.
The question thing.
Yeah.
He seems more laid back. He seems a bit more kind of smug almost. He's got quite a knowing smile about him there.
He starts off in his first year more of a clown. He's a bit more similar to Patrick Troughton's Doctor. There's lots of pratfalls.
Very whimsical, isn't it?
Very whimsical.
Yeah.
But then as his tenure goes on, we begin to learn that actually beneath that exterior, there is a lot going on under the surface. And you said about, he looks quite knowing. This Doctor, you always get the sense that he knows far more about what is going on than you suspect. He's often referred to as being a bit of a manipulator, this Doctor.
Okay.
Is that everything is treated as a bit like pieces on a chessboard.
And does he try and position those pieces to achieve his own outcome? Or is he just kind of like, I know what happens?
he does play people around a bit. He plays with the emotions of his companions and stuff.
This is the house I told you about.
When you were 13, you climbed over the wall for a dare.
That's your surprise, isn't it? Bringing me back here.
Remind me what it was that you sensed when you entered this deserted house. An aura of intense evil?
Don't you have things you hate?
I can't stand burnt toast. I loathe bus stations, terrible places, full of lost luggage and lost souls.
I told you I never wanted to come back here again.
And then there's unrequited love, and tyranny, and cruelty.
Too right.
We all have a universe of our own terrors to face.
I face mine on my own terms.
But don't you want to know what happened here?
No!
You've learned something you didn't recognize when you were 13.
Like what?
The nature of the horror that you sensed here.
For this Doctor, they really wanted to delve back to the mystery of the first Doctor, of who is he and is there more to him than... Because at this point, we know where he's from, he's got a granddaughter, he went to school with this person, that person, this person, this was his school teacher, that was his school teacher. We know so much about him, so they really want to try and dial all of that back and try and create more of a mystery around him.
Yes, there's a suggestion, which of course is only because we don't know, that's the point of a mystery, but there's a suggestion that maybe he was a lot more involved with the very beginnings of the Time Lords and time travel and those sort of early days of things, but. It's sort of left a little open to interpretation, isn't it?
He looks cool though. I like his clobber. I think it's a cool outfit.
The question of clobber, I've brought something along from that. Tom might like to see this. So, because I am a massive Sylvester McCoy aficionado and just loved him, obviously, because it got me Doctor Who, I've always wanted to get part of the costume. I've actually got a whole replica of his costume. I didn't bring it with me today.
I told you to wear it on camera, but
I might get told off, laughed at school, so I didn't do that. So I have brought, though, because I bought a few years ago off of eBay. Don't tell my wife how much I paid for this, but this is one of Mr. McCoy's handkerchiefs in his left-hand pocket.
Can we compare?
You compare. There you are, Tom. You may.
Wow.
So that is one.
And just
don't unfold it.
It's fine. Holding the shroud of Turin.
You are basically. And here, Tom. This is the Ken True, the designer. His.
He's got authenticity certificate
there we are.
stuff. Oh wow.
Wow.
Are there any question marks in this? No. It says the BBC
Just a
on there.
Paisley handkerchief. Thank you. So there we go. So that was £450.
Whoa!
Your wife's not going to watch this.
She won't watch this. No. There's no chance of that happening.
Doctor Who now, right?
So it's fine.
I see enough of it.
It's
You
fine.
have a wife and she doesn't like Doctor Who.
Not at all. Can't
What's
stand
the
it.
point?
What, of having a wife or like? No, not interested.
What's the point in having a wife that doesn't like Doctor Who?
I know it's hard, but there we go. So that's my little.
That's crazy. So that is the one we're seeing there.
Well, there are various
one of
ones.
those.
Yeah,
Okay.
there are various ones, and that's one of. I think they bought back 20 from a London shop that no longer exists, and that's one of them.
So have we got companions? I want to see.
Yeah, let's take a look at the companions.
So do we keep the?
We've got Mel.
We've got Mel from the IT crowd.
Yeah, she's carried on from the previous Doctor, and we are joined by Ace.
Oh wow!
Now, Ace is very much the precursor for the modern day Doctor Who companion. She is very much of the current day. She's
got 2 Blue Peter badges.
Yeah.
That's exceptional.
She is from 1980, whatever.
87, I suppose.
Yeah.
But she's although, funnily enough, you're right. She's very much a modern day kind of contemporary companion. The Doctor actually meets her on another planet because she's accidentally somehow been transported to another planet where she's working as a waitress in a
cocktail bar.
Almost.
Milkshake bar. Okay.
And
that much is true.
The mystery as to how she ended up there and about her past, that slowly comes to fruition over the next couple of years. She's not like previous companions. Generally, people would think of a companion as screaming or running and falling over, getting captured, and that sort of thing. Ace really turned that on its head a lot. She was
feisty and
she had.
She'd have her own homemade explosives. That
Wow.
Because the Doctor was very disapproving
upon nowadays.
Yeah.
She very much paved the way for like what we had then in 2005 with Rose, like in terms of being a young,
kind of capable,
modern girl who just was very like, don't call me babe or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
So be up an atom.
Yeah.
But I like that. I like
she
it when
beat up
they.
a Dalek with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
She was just
It's truth.
Crazy.
I mean, but that's it. You want someone who's capable.
Yeah.
You don't want them. You want them there on their own merits.
And also, I think what's interesting there is that they've got very much. He's sort of educating her. There's a kind of teacher.
She calls him professor.
She calls him professor,
which he doesn't like.
Which he doesn't like at all. But there is a kind of sort of feeling like he's sort of showing her stuff, and maybe not stuff that she's necessarily comfortable with at times as well.
True.
It's a discovering stuff about herself.
He's definitely teaching her the ways of life.
A little bit, I thought. Well, you have the ways of
Not
life.
like that.
Yeah, well, he is a much older man.
She's also sort of got her own hang-ups about certain things as well. You know, about her mother, and so there's. I think probably the thing that I would say about her is that she's got a bit of backstory.
Yeah.
More backstory than I think that we got with previous classic companions.
I mean, if you compare her to Mel, Mel's backstory is she's a computer programmer that you never see. It never really comes into.
Mel's backstory is basically on a BBC publicity sheet of paper, whereas I think with Ace, it's very much actually there in pretty much every story she's in. It's mentioned,
like, centered around her and her family and her past, and it's really interesting to watch.
So shall we take a look at some monsters?
Yes. Let's see where we are, because this is the most up to date. And already, wow, look at that! It's like a cyborg Batman.
Yeah. So this is the monster that terrified.
I was hiding behind the sofa when the
Is
tech
this
trap
the
came
bat
on.
they milked?
No.
Okay.
So this is a Tetrap. They have 4 eyes.
So you can't sneak up on them.
No, and
Okay.
they do a very clever thing with the visual effects that you have like all 4 different points of view, and they all sort of spin around for a bit before they come into focus on one thing. It's
okay.
quite nice. And they have these long tongues. If they get you on the neck with it, you're paralysed.
Oh, the old paralysis. They love that, don't they?
They
Doctor
do.
Who? Does it leave any form of mark? Do you see someone covered in hickeys and be
No.
like, oh,
You've been
lucky?
You've been with us extra.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So if we take a look at another monster.
Oh, wow. It's the Liquid Shorts guy, isn't it? It's literally, he's made of sweets.
Yeah.
So, what? How? What?
So this is the
Is this a
Candyman.
promotion? Of course it is.
He is.
What?
Just get the laughter out of the way now, and then so we can discuss seriously.
So this looks like an actual promotional. Was this in partnerships with?
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Not at all.
To the point where the BBC got in trouble with Bertie Bassett.
Yeah.
And they said, I think it was
No one's
something like,
buying our sweets anymore. They're spooked.
No, you're not allowed to use this character in Doctor Who ever again, and we won't
Otherwise we'll
sue you.
sue you,
Or something.
yeah.
It was something like that, wasn't it?
It scuppered Destiny of the Candyman, Resurrection of the Candyman, Revelation of the Candyman. I mean, the stories we were denied because of that.
Like the trial of the Candyman, stuff like that. For all the cavities you have caused. Is that his plan? Was it to rot everyone's teeth?
So he is part machine, but he is made out of
Part sugar.
Part sugar, yeah, that is exactly that. But he makes sweets that kill people.
Wow.
He's the
Okay.
executioner, basically.
Yeah.
And who made the Candyman?
It was a scientist on Terra Alpha, wasn't it? I can't remember what his name was.
Sweet Tooth.
But you know, I mean, I think he's rather brilliant.
I love it. I think
There's
it's so good.
there's a point in the story where the Doctor sticks him to the floor
With lemonade.
With lemonade, yeah.
which again I think is a very Doctor Who-y type solution to being faced by a man made of sweets.
Yeah.
I mean, what would happen if you just ate a part?
That's what I'm thinking. Could you eat him, or is that?
He's
is that
quite
frowned upon?
strong though.
Is it like it'd be like hard candies? I think he's my favourite, and I'm so glad that this was the last Doctor.
Yeah.
Because I want this to be my lasting memory.
He's very loud and shrieky
Yeah.
and shrill and
He's got a voice like that.
yeah.
Just in case you didn't take him seriously from how he looks, they doubled down and thought, no, we will give him a shrill voice.
You're playing a dangerous game, Candyman. That red-hot poker could cut through you like a knife through butterscotch.
I have to bow, however reluctantly, to your logic, which leaves me only one alternative.
Quick, Ace! Open the oven door!
So let's take a look at another baddie. This is
Wow.
the Destroyer.
So this guy, oh man, he looks super evil. He's got like armour. I like that. He's got this sort of medieval samurai sort of look about him.
This is all about King Arthur from another dimension.
Okay.
And the Destroyer is the servant of this witch called Morgaine.
Okay. Who was obviously Morgana.
Morgana
Yeah.
Le Fay,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I like this. So this is. Do you have a Merlin in this?
Well, the
Or
Doctor,
that
is Merlin. Yeah. In this
Of
other
course.
universe, he
Ugh.
is Merlin.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Of
And
course
the
he is.
Destroyer has been sort of chained in silver, so he's kind of trying to win his freedom, whereas Morgaine the witch has kind of got this hold over him. But if she unleashes him, then he may eat the world.
Yeah.
Little man, what do you want of me? Get off my world.
Sylvester McCoy saved Ace's, Sophie Aldred, the lady that plays Ace, her life.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
what,
know
in
about
this-
In
So-
this,
okay.
there was a section in the end of episode
Two,
yeah, where she's in this sort of like tank type thing, and it's filling with water. And whilst they were shooting, I think something cracked.
The glass front
saw it.
bulged and
Yeah,
cracked.
it did. And he spots and realises that she's in trouble and tells them to get her out of there.
Oh, what, in real life?
This is in real life,
I
yeah.
thought this was part of the show.
No,
This is in
this
real
actually
life.
happened, yeah.
This is in real life.
It was the water that was going to like suddenly like connect all the electricity.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
could be electrocuted as well.
Yeah.
Executed.
wow.
So you see them
Drag her out
out
quickly.
of this tank.
We hear a man say, "Get the pump in."
Yeah.
So what, they filmed it?
Yeah, you can see
The
it.
camera was still rolling.
They
You
were
can see the
filming.
glass crack and
And
everything.
I think to this
Wow.
day is used in a BBC safety video.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Wow.
Yeah, it was
If
only
you
well
see
for a
a
long
crack,
time.
speak out. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Oh wow, these are all getting really good. I like them. So they look like Davy Jones's crew. So are they from Pirates of the Caribbean?
No, but they have come out of the sea, so
Okay.
that's why they look so barnacled
Yeah, I like
and
it.
gruesome.
They're also they're like Shakespearean ruffs. So are they from the Mary Rose or like a Tudor ship that sunk?
They're all from different times.
Oh, are they?
These are people who've been dragged beneath the ocean at Maiden's Point, and they have been metamorphosized into these creatures called Hema Wars, and they're vampires.
Oh.
And rather than getting you with their fangs, they have these horrible fingernails that you can see here. and they
Yeah.
leave nasty scratches on you.
And then you turn into one of those, or
And you do eventually
Oh,
turn into one of
wow.
these things, or you're drained of blood.
what's caused them to come up at the same time? Because if they're all from different eras, you guess they stayed down there.
Yeah, so they're all down there. It's so there's this ancient evil called Fenric that we learn
The
that,
wolf.
like the wolf,
Okay,
yes,
like
and that's
Fenric,
a
okay.
whole motif in the story
Okay.
about the wolves of winter. Yeah.
Okay.
And so when this force comes back, the creatures rise from the depths.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a great story. It's
This is
fantastic.
all getting really good. I like.
And
the
behind
look
one of those masks is Professor McCoy's children.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
As an extra.
Get an
Keep it in the
extra.
family.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because also at that time they probably wouldn't have been taxed the same as him. So that's extra money. Probably pay him
Summer
a bit
holiday, I
more.
expect.
Cut my pay. Pay him. There you go.
They used to send kids up chimneys.
Yeah,
didn't they?
exactly.
And
Yeah,
at that time, it was
I
just
like it. Now you've got to sit in a makeup chair for 6 hours while we attach barnacles to your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a very scary Doctor Who baddie.
This is exactly. These are getting increasingly spooky as well.
Yeah. It was a spooky final season, I think.
Yeah, his
for
last
Professor
season
McCoy's.
is much darker. So the first one is the whimsical season, and the middle season is a bit of both, really. And then by
Yeah.
the final season, you get a very dark, manipulative, secretive Doctor.
Okay.
The best.
Oh, look at them.
I love them.
They're all
I just think
cute.
they're so cool.
Are these like Ewoks to you guys though? Do you all hate them?
No,
It's okay.
They're all right. These are the Cheetah People.
Is that their names?
Yeah, that's
They're literally that's the imaginative name that the Doctor Who writers came up with Cheetah People.
It's another good example, though, of there's a few of these, aren't there, where you can kind of become one of them. Because we had it actually with the Hemavores, and way back we were talking about the Varga plants and so on.
Yeah.
But it's another idea that the planet itself
it possesses you.
possesses them, and if you sort of express these animal-like instincts, you start transforming into one.
So this is actually from the very last episode of classic Doctor Who.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So
Survival.
did it end? I mean, well, obviously we'll see. But is it a bit of a cliffhanger? Because if they didn't know it was going to end,
It is sort of.
Well, they sort of knew it was going to finish, but I mean, it's left open-ended. That at the end, the Doctor and Ace go off to adventures anew.
And so when they filmed this, they didn't know it was going to be cancelled. But then obviously when they found out, they added in the speech. There's like a really famous speech at the end that the Doctor makes, and he's like, "Let's go back to the TARDIS." And he's like, "Yeah, let's
It's
go
a lovely
home."
speech.
And
It's nice,
it's
isn't it?
perfect.
Yeah, it's very
absolutely
poignant.
perfect.
It's a very poignant speech.
Which they added in afterwards.
As a kid watching Doctor Who before Doctor Who came back, that always felt like, you know what, that actually is a nice way. If this is the end, because I mean, I never thought the Doctor Who would ever come back. It always felt like, you know what, that's nice. You know, the Masters in this story, the Doctor and the Master sort of have their final battle sort of thing, and it sort of just rounds off like, you know what, this is actually an okay way to end it.
Welcome to my new home, Doctor.
What am I doing? I've got to stop. We've got to go.
Can't go. Not this time.
Yes, we can.
Escape to what? I don't choose to live as an animal.
If we fight, we will destroy this planet. We will destroy ourselves. If we fight like animals, we'll die like animals.
But these are cool. I like this. I mean, what we've seen really throughout all of this is just a growth as, I guess, time and money have allowed to invest more in all of these kind of cool creatures, and I guess as it understands more of what it is as a show. Looking back on it, do you have like a favourite thing, a favourite monster or doctor or moment? What is Doctor Who, the classic series for you?
Great monsters. It's, two friends who are travelling about. They've ended up in this place. There's evil goings on, and they're up against it, and they have to sort it out. That's quintessential Doctor Who.
Beautiful. How about you guys? What would you say is your kind of key Doctor Who moment?
I was always quite scared of Doctor Who when I was little, so I'd like to sort of bring back those kind of moments that send a tingle down your spine a bit.
Yeah, I think for me, in terms of classic Doctor Who, because I've gone from watching it from the new series first and then going back, it's always those scenes where I'm like, oh my gosh, they're exactly like the new Doctors. So the speech at the end of Survival, reminds me of my favourite new Doctors.
And, just good versus evil. That's Doctor Who.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you everyone for joining us on this amazing journey. We're now going to watch the final Doctor now across his episodes on Twitch Presents. So thank you, Matt, for being such an excellent guide.
Thank you.
I feel like a real Whovian, myself.
Yeah.
I don't know anything still, but I will hopefully retain some information as I watch through this final Doctor's journey. So thanks again to everyone who joined us, and enjoy the last of Doctor Who on Twitch.